I thought the new year would be the perfect time to talk about starting something from scratch. So today we're going to be focusing on jewellery, which to me is actually more of an exciting journey than even clothing, because jewellery is something that if it's well chosen, well cared for, it can last you a lifetime. I personally am a complete lover of vintage. Jewellery is something that not only just lasts with you through your lifetime, becomes a signature piece, it's also something that can then be passed down, can have stories and memories attached to it, and I'll talk a little bit more about my love for vintage jewellery later in the video. Can you remember your first jewellery piece? Maybe it was gifted, maybe you bought it yourself. I'd love to know. There's so much to get into in today's video, so I'll leave everything linked and timestamped down below if you're interested. And I wanted to take a second to talk about the two pieces that I'm wearing today, which were sent to me by Fedoma Jewellery. This isn't a sponsored video, but I do have a discount code for you guys down below. It'll be on the screen and in the description box as well. The first bit is this little cute little pearl, and I'm kind of excited to wear this one with my other larger pearl necklace that I got sent recently from Bawako Jewellery. I think those two different sizes of pearls will be perfect together. So the little baby pearl one is called Baby Celine. It's got such sweet little freshwater pearls. To me, makes it a little bit more sweet and dainty than a classic, you know, those larger size pearls. And because it's in a choker style, that just suits my playful personality a little bit better as well. So love this little piece, and it has a cute little gold charm on it as well, which makes it slightly different than your standard string of pearls. Appropriately paired with the mother of pearl necklace, the Atania necklace, which they sell in vermeil and also solid gold as well. And as you guys know, and you'll hear me talk about through the video, I always recommend buying solid metal pieces over vermeil, especially for everyday jewellery. And Fedoma does offer a warranty of 20 years for their gold pieces as well, so you know you can shop with satisfaction and security. I first heard about them when they did the collaboration of the little croissant necklace with Camille Yolaine. I believe it's called the butter necklace, which I just love that name because, you know, the yellow of gold is so buttery, but then obviously there's so much butter that goes into a croissant. I know because I have baked croissants in the past. It's a lot of butter. Either way, they have some very sweet pieces, some incredible quality pieces, and so I recommend them if you are looking to add something new to your collection or to start your collection off as well. Thank you so much, Fedoma, for sending me these little pieces and for the discount code as well. So on to the business of building a jewellery collection from scratch. Even though you can buy pieces that are so timeless and that are going to last you your whole life, most of us feel quite daunted by the idea of forever, needing to buy something that we're going to love for the rest of our lives. You know, that feels like a big ask. What do you actually truly love in this moment? The thing about building a jewellery collection from scratch is that it's so personal and there's no one piece that's going to be timeless or, you know, suit every person. So the only really foolproof way is to follow your heart and choose pieces that speak to you. And so I'm not going to give you the top 10 list of must-have pieces, but I'll just offer you some things that I've learned along the way, and hopefully it can be applicable no matter what your personal taste is. I think I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. So let's talk about earrings for a second. And if you have your ears pierced, I feel like earrings are such a great way to start your collection. But I only own one pair of earrings, and that is a small pair of gold vermeil hoops. If I could start my collection over again, I would of course choose to buy these in a solid gold instead, because it's just something that's going to last longer and not tarnish. So when you're starting your collection from scratch, you're working on a shoestring here. You're trying to make one item be as versatile as possible for as many different situations as possible, right? And the reason why I love something like these little mini hoops is that they're kind of not too in your face, but there's still something that brings a little bit of light, a little bit of glow around your face. I find they're not too obnoxious for an everyday, you know, like throw on your t-shirts, your jeans, get to the supermarket, but they also look just as good, like elegant, pared back. If you have your hair pulled back, if you're wearing a silk slip dress, you know, it's nighttime, you're going on a date. So a versatile pair of small hoops can be such a great investment, whether that's in silver or in gold, purely because if this is going to be your everyday pair of earrings, it needs to be durable. Obviously, a smaller pair like this are just never out of place. You won't find many workplaces or many schools objecting to a smaller pair of hoops like this. I do recommend getting a pair that are like mine, that have like that hinge in the middle so that it's easy to open and close. They're very easy to put in. I find that anything that has like a post and butterfly or something like that, it's much more easy for some of the pieces to be lost. And sometimes with hoops, when you get those, if you get the hoops that are like a hollow tube, sometimes they can be really difficult to put in. It's like fiddly to try and find where they click into the back. So just find something that's very, very easy to put in, very comfortable to wear. My second choice here would be a pair of everyday studs. Again, in a solid metal, solid silver, solid gold. Pearls are always very, very classy, very classic. They don't go out of style. Diamonds are beautiful on everyone if that's your thing. The rise in popularity of lab-grown diamonds has made them so much more accessible. Or just a smaller solid gold or solid silver pair of studs as well can be beautiful. When I first had my ears pierced, I had a tiny pair of silver triangles and they were my ride or die. I loved them so much until I unfortunately lost them, and I still grieve them to this day. Gone but not forgotten. So in my opinion, all you need is one good pair of earrings that will last you. You can think about it like this. If this was the one pair of earrings that I could wear every single day for the next year and not buy another pair, would this be the pair that I would choose? So let's talk about necklaces. Again, anything in a solid metal is best, silver or gold. Gold vermeil actually is something that I still own and will probably still buy, but I think it's more suitable for costume jewelry, for event jewelry, maybe if you're taking it on holidays or something like that. If you're going to be using something that's gold plated or gold vermeil, it's just not going to stand up to the test of everyday wear. If it's something that you're just going to be wearing every once in a while, I think it's perfectly fine to go for a gold plated or a gold vermeil piece. However, if we're talking about building our collection from scratch, you want to prioritize the pieces that have longevity, that are going to wear well every single day, and that are going to stand the test of time. To me, the two best options are either a simple pendant, something like this, or a simple chain, something that has like, maybe the links are cut a bit differently, maybe it's a flat chain, maybe it's like got a little bit of a glint to it when it catches the light. Again, everybody's taste is going to be different here, but if you choose one good piece that you feel like you can wear with everything, you can wear with every single neckline. It's something that you can wear 7 days out of the week and you're always going to appreciate wearing it. For me, the first necklace that I had like this was my little Ohm necklace. I got this one off Etsy. It's a tiny, tiny coin necklace with a hammered metal on the front and a little Ohm stamped on it. That's just a symbol that has personal relevance to me. I am a yoga teacher as well, and it means a lot to me personally, but it could be anything from a birth gemstone, initials carved onto it, or it could be a locket with a picture of somebody that you love, something kind of sentimental or meaningful in some way to you. You're going to love wearing that piece even more than if it was just something beautiful that you enjoyed the aesthetic look of. Having said that, remember that the most versatile pieces are the pieces that you love. The pieces that you adore, they're the most versatile because you're going to take every single opportunity that you can to wear those pieces. So not everybody has a minimal pared back, kind of a jewelry vibe. I cannot imagine Iris Apfel having this tiny little dainty little, coin necklace. No, she was known for her big exuberant personality, her big exuberant, beads and colors and things like that. So if that's your personality, you know exactly what you need to do, okay? You don't need me telling you to buy a dainty necklace. It's just not going to fit. If that means you're wearing, a string of colorful beads around your neck, no matter if it matches or clashes, that's perfect. You've found your sweet spot. These are pieces which become signature to us, that we become known for, and that really fit with our personality. Let's talk about rings. And rings are a deep deep love of mine, even though I'm actually not currently wearing any today. Of course, throughout history, rings have been of huge significance. You know, what hand you're wearing the ring on, which finger you're wearing the ring on, a wedding ring, a cladder ring, even rings that you can get that show that you're a certain part of a society. I've recently been building up a collection of vintage rings, partly because I just love them so much for myself. I want to experience their magic in real life, and partly because I also am planning on setting up a vintage and antique jewellery shop. I want to start this small vintage business and just have these little pieces of history flowing through my fingers, you know. I want to experience them. I want to be part of their story. I want to help them find their forever homes. And it's just so beautiful to actually have them in my hands and in real life rather than just pinning them on Pinterest. Anyway, stay tuned for an announcement on that. I'll be launching on Etsy pretty soon when I get everything all up and running behind the scenes. I'm not someone who has a business background at all, just a very deep love of vintage and antiques. And I grew up in a house that's actually more than 350 years old. So trust me, I know about old things. So let's get back to the rings. Of course, when you're starting your jewellery collection, you need to choose with your heart. It's not about which pieces are the most classic, which pieces are the most versatile. Even the most classic pieces, somebody will look at those and think that they are hideous. Trust me, because a lot of those like Van Cleefs, a lot of those Cartier pieces, they give me the ick. They give me the ick. So many people will tell you they're classic, they're foolproof, but to me, they look trashy. I'm not here to bag on anybody else's jewelry taste. I'm just here to say that you're never going to cater to absolutely everybody. So why not just cater to you, cater to yourself? You're the one who has to wear it at the end of the day. If it's a ring, especially, it's something that you're looking at all day long. So you may as well choose something that you enjoy. And the thing with choosing, and like if we're putting so much pressure on ourselves to choose something that's going to be the one and something that's going to be perfect forever, the pieces that we love are generally the pieces which suit us the best. Honestly, they go with our essence, they go with our vibe, and therefore nobody will really kind of pay any attention to whether it's fashionable, whether it's trendy, because it's going to suit you so well that it's never going to look out of place. It's never going to look dated. It's automatically just going to suit you. And this advice actually, it really applies to everything, not just jewelry. If it's harmonious with your personality and if you love it, it's always going to suit you. So an everyday piece should be first and foremost extremely comfortable to wear. I find that rings vary a lot in their comfort levels depending on like the thickness of the band and the material it's made from, etc, etc. Of course, you know I'm going to recommend you solid gold, solid silver, but also if your taste allows for this, like something like a resin or a shell or, you know, bone or something like that. There's some incredible rings that are made with like alternative materials, shall we say, and if that fits with your style, that's completely perfect. Thinking about the comfort level, an eternity ring, for example, something with stones all the way around, sometimes that can be uncomfortable and kind of rub on the fingers beside if the stones jut out at all. And so just, it's really important to try things on and to make sure that it's the perfect fit, that it feels comfortable to wear. Rings are probably the one thing in this list that I would say you could start having more than one of, because it's quite nice to play with two different textures or two different pieces. I quite like having one that's more plain, either gold or silver again, could have a bit of texture on the band or something like that, and then something that's more colorful, more exuberant, more statement. Maybe it has a gemstone on it, and then you can kind of build on your collection from there. All right, lastly, I just wanted to talk about bracelets, anklets, and toe rings, and I'm kind of lumping these all in together here, so please don't hate me if these are your favorite pieces. I'm not going to talk about watches in today's video. We might talk about that another time. I actually feel like bracelets are kind of rising in popularity, but they still tend to be a slightly lesser chosen piece than earrings, rings, and necklaces. Either way, just follow the same guidelines. Choose pieces that you absolutely love. and choose really good quality, especially if these are going to be pieces that are your signature pieces and that you're going to be wearing daily for any period of time. I feel like for most people, these other pieces are kind of in the nice to have category. They're quite sensual, they're quite boho, they're a bit like, they remind you of holidays or, you know, being younger, a bit more like free spirited kind of vibes. Not everybody is going to have the taste to like wear these kind of pieces, but if you do wear them, that is something that sets your style apart. So if you have more of that kind of free spirited style, these are going to be pieces that are probably going to be mainstays in your collection. So there you have it, a jewelry collection in a nutshell. You basically just need one pair of earrings, one nice necklace, maybe a couple of rings, you're good to go. Nobody ever said you had to stop there, but I think it's good to start somewhere that is giving you a solid foundation, that is giving you signature pieces that you can love forever and ever and ever, and that's giving you really, really good quality. I don't believe that if you're starting your collection, you should be buying trinkets or you should be buying lesser quality. Now is the perfect time to invest in quality because you have so many years to enjoy it for. And most jewelry, especially if you buy quality, will hold its value extremely, extremely well. So even if you do get tired of it a decade down the road, that's going to be something that either you can pass on and someone else can enjoy, or it's going to be something that you can sell and it still retains most of its value. Plus, hold on to it for 20 years or more and it becomes vintage, and then it's even more desirable. So there you have it. If you have any more tips or ideas or want to agree or disagree with me in any way, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to read them. Again, that code for Fadoma will be down below and on the screen, and I'll see you really shortly in my next one. Bye.